Hello, all you beautiful people, and welcome to the stream. I hope you guys are all doing well. I know this is kind of like a last minute random stream, but
Very
Lucas was
much
feeling
is.
100%, and so I was like, "Hey, let's do a stream." And I think this is a good one that we
Yep.
decided to do on tonight. But yeah, Lucas is back. He's 100%. For you guys who didn't know, he was sick,
Very
kind
sick.
of less sick, yeah. But
Very
there's
sick.
Lucas. Also, his wife's sick, Carla, so she's not going to be here with us tonight. So it's just going to be the
Luckily,
gentleman
no
tonight.
COVID though.
Yeah.
Luckily, just normal coughs and colds.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll be full crew by the next time, and probably next Sunday. So I see
Yeah.
Katrina's in here. Hi, Katrina, how you doing?
Hey.
Jose, hey.
Oh, hi. Everyone's coming in.
Yeah, so good. Um, I guess to give people a few minutes to kind of come in. But yeah, you guys, I'm thankful that you guys are here. If you can just hit that like button, we'll really appreciate it. It helps the channel out. If you could just share it out to everyone, let them know we kind of did a late random live stream, but hey, that would be much appreciated, right?
Right. And for all y'all who were wondering, this is actually the first time that we're streaming off my channel as well. So,
Yeah.
that's good as well.
Yep, we are slowly growing. But
slowly trying.
But I'll hit you guys with some park news for the week. Something that I didn't do on the last show, but it did happen some days ago. So anyone that's interested in Universal Studios, if you're big on the Halloween Horror Nights, they have announced the Halloween Horror Night dates, and they announced at least one of the houses, which will be Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. I saw that. Yep. I did.
And so if you're curious about the whole Halloween Horror Nights, I mean, it looks like it's focused mostly on Beetlejuice, which is great because they did surprise us with a house last year. They didn't really have the full.
It was like a pop-up. It was like a pop-up, right?
Yeah.
And
it was a pop-up, so they didn't really have, a full-on Halloween Horror Nights because of COVID. But this year and last year was actually supposed to be the Big 30, so coming for this upcoming year, this is the Big 30, and Beetlejuice looks like he's the main, star for this Halloween Horror Nights. So we're really excited about that.
Unless Jack comes back.
Yeah, Jack, and for those who didn't, Jack's the clown. He's the known icon.
Mascot.
Yeah,
the mascot.
He's the mascot, the icon,
yeah.
the iconic face of Halloween Horror Nights. So, yeah, other than that, do you have any news? I think that was the only big news.
Disneyland is reopening in California.
Yeah, I remember I mentioned that. Yeah, for those who didn't watch my last show, Disneyland is reopening on April 1st, which is interesting because a lot of people are saying, is this a April Fool's? Because that is literally April Fool's Day. We don't know. I mean, for it looks like that's a for sure thing. It's not a joke. It's not a hoax. It's not like this is what's going to end up happening. So,
but the Universal parks are opening up as well. Yeah. So it's not just Disneyland, from my understanding. But that's good news. That's good news, guys, that the world's slowly coming back normal.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely.
Got my friend in here, Jose. Talking about them. And Imagineer Mom, what is up? I'm glad you're here.
What's up?
You. But yeah, let's get into the today's topic. So we thought it would be good to kind of talk about some of the drama we've seen at the theme parks because of the COVID, because of the strict rules. Something we've seen cast members and Universal employees, are going through, what we witness, and there's a lot of, I don't know, a lot of disrespect, a lot of people, I guess, feeling entitled to, not being part of the rules, or the rules don't count against them or anything like that. So I think, Lucas and I and his wife, Carla, but she's not here, we've witnessed some stuff. So I kind of want to talk about what these employees, what we've witnessed, what they're going through, and, what is wrong with people. Why, if you know that these rules are set in place at these theme parks, why are you going out of your way and, being
doing
rude
the wrong thing?
Yeah, doing the wrong thing. Because at the end of the day, these employees are only enforcing what the higher ups, what they're being told to do at these parks.
Correct.
So, at the end of the day, we don't like the masks, right? we all, it's uncomfortable. And as now we're getting closer to the summer temperatures, it's going to start getting really hot again. And the masks are very uncomfortable. So I don't understand, if you don't like the mask rule, if you don't like getting the rules, then don't go. And like, again, the cast members are only doing their job. And as much as we hate it, just obey and do, if they tell you to do something, do it, walk away. If you have to, say something under your breath, then say something. But like, let's not give them a hard time for them, you know, working, because a lot of them are not even working, because a lot of them have been laid off. So let's be appreciative of them. They are essential workers. And it's just crazy to me to see how certain people are the way they're acting and what they're doing at these parks. But
I'm at a loss for words. Like, as much as I go to the parks, right? Like, I feel like the crazies are out even more now. Like, all the people that just don't want to abide by the rules are out even more now. Like, all the rude and like all the like unsavory people. I don't know why. I see a lot more like nonsense happening now than I did before. I don't know.
yeah,
Maybe it's just because I'm more apparent, like more aware to the crazy that's going on around me because of like the strict rules we haven't set. But like, I feel like a lot more rude and like disrespectful people are out and about now, and it's a little infuriating.
it really is. And like, again, I understand we all hate the mask. And
Mm-hmm.
look at,
Um,
I was going to bring up real quick.
yeah.
She was saying she saw some big TikTok person was in Magic Kingdom with no mask. And see, I mean, what's the one thing that I see people do a lot at the parks, and they know they're not supposed to do it. And I understand you're trying to get a nice little cute picture, whether you're a couple or you're getting a nice little photo shot. You're not supposed to be taking your mask off, taking pictures. And I see people ripping their mask off, and they're posing in front of the castle, they're posing in front of, the Tree of Life or whatever. And then they get yelled at by the cast member, and then they give attitude about it. And I'm just like, you knew you're not supposed to, like, I don't I don't understand
Yeah,
it.
man. I got a story for you for that one. During story
Okay.
time, ooh, I got
Yeah,
one that
let's do
pertains
it.
right to that one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are they not doing mask at Legoland? Or are they just not enforcing it as much? Because I know SeaWorld's not like they don't got an iron grip on the masks, but at least they
I
tell you to
think
wear them.
I think at Legoland and SeaWorld there is a mask rule, but they're not enforcing it
Mm,
as
okay.
much.
I
So
mean,
they're
I
not
can't say.
Disney or yeah, they're not Disney or Universal Studios. So, but yeah, I mean, Jose's right. If you don't want to wear a mask, then I guess go to Legoland. So
I don't know. I like going to the places I feel safe at. So
yeah, and so it's just trying to see what do you guys think in the chat? Like, have you seen any crazy stories? Like, what have you seen on the internet? What are your opinions about it? And then Katrina's saying, I
I
think if
didn't.
them have to wear a mask, then everyone else has to wear a mask or have to wear them also. People don't understand that CM have to wear two masks. See?
I didn't even know they wore two masks. Yeah.
I didn't know neither. Yes, people complain about how they paid all this money. You knew the rules prior to coming. Exactly. Exactly. Here's
Exactly.
at the end of the day, you knew, before, the whole reopening or whatever, they said masks are mandated. You have to wear them all the time. Yeah, they done little tweaks on the rules a little bit, but you have to wear a mask. And if you don't like that, there are some people who have not gone back to Universal Studios, to Disney World because of the mask rule. Fine.
Yep.
Because they hate it, then
There's
be that.
people that do, there's people that got rid of their annual passes because of it.
Yeah.
Like, and now those people are out annual passes because they're not giving out annual passes anymore for Disney. Like you gave up your chances of going to someplace you really love because you won't wear a mask. That is
Yeah, and then
my brain.
here's the other thing, like what Engineer Mom was saying. She was saying that some people are like, "Oh, I paid all this money, I don't have to." I even read and heard people kind of like I think it's more Disney Springs, trying to not do the temperature checks because they think it's not needed. And I'm just like blown away. Like there's like if they're entitled, like, oh, I paid all this money, I'm gonna do whatever I want. It doesn't matter how much money you give to Disney. First off, they're saying thank you. Secondly, they're saying these are all rules. So you look like a dummy because you paid them money and you think that you're gonna do whatever you want on their property. No, it does not work like
See,
that.
that's that. Thank you for saying that. People fail to realize that Disney property is basically private property. They control what goes on in their property. If they want to make you get gone, they make you get gone. There's no like, oh, let me call like somebody. No, you are gone off their property because they can and kick you out for any reason possible.
Yep.
Like I don't I really don't understand why people don't understand. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. And it's like, hey Yachty, I see you there, you're in the chat. Just want to make sure to say hi to everybody. So yeah, and look, it's on the website. It's everywhere. They're holding signs. There's signage everywhere. It's on the website. There's, if you call and ask about tickets, they're all mentioning about it. So,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, like
Crazy.
I just again, like Jose said, if you don't like wearing the masks, you don't like the rules, then I guess go to Legoland and SeaWorld, or stay home. But don't give the cast members, the Universal Studio employees a hard time because of the rules. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, there's way too many people at Disney to not wear a
Oh,
mask.
believe me, I can attest for that. I was just there today at Disney Springs. Just there today at Disney Springs. And I've never seen more of a congested area in my life.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and then here's Yachty saying she went to dinner tonight with her boo thing, and there was a beautiful young crowd all dressed up with no mask, and it was so weird to see that. Like like I don't understand it. Like I don't. And here's another thing that's gonna upset a lot of people, and it has upset a lot of people, whether the rule makes sense to you or not. They've updated the rule for those who didn't know that if you're dining in, whether it's quick service, whether it's the restaurants, the moment you're done eating, you have to have a mask on the whole time. There's no and ifs or buts about it. You're done eating, you stopped eating, mask gets put back on. And a lot of people are upset about that because they got used to, oh, I'm in the restaurant, I have my mask off, and I get it, you want to take a break. But that's the new rule. And so if a cast member approaches you while you're done, while at dinner and you're done eating, and don't give them attitude. That's the new rules. It sucks, but deal with it. That is the
That's I can
yeah.
honestly say that's something I'm having to remember right now is like wearing a mask while eating. It's very hard to remember it in general. While like the waiters coming to the table, I mean I understand that I'm supposed to be doing it, but I'm definitely someone I can say I've honestly forgot. I'm not deliberately doing it. I'm not deliberately doing it, but I do forget.
Yeah, that's different, so and it looks like I see a lot of people, a lot of you guys have something to say about this. And or they say, oh, I got the shot, I don't need a mask. That's another one. That's another good example, Katrina. um just because you got the shot doesn't mean you're untouchable. Yeah, it's like the flu shot. You can still get it. Exactly. There's people out there. I remember I even overheard someone, a cast member told them to put their mask on, and the person was like, well, I got the shot. Like, what? I don't remember in the rules saying that you have to wear a mask at all times. But if you got the shot, then you can do whatever you want. No, we're not back to normal, you guys.
We're
We
not.
are, no. And then that person gave attitude to the cast member, and you're trying to find loopholes and you can't. There's no loopholes. Everything is strict, and
It's
so
crazy. Like it doesn't stop like okay, so say you touch something that had the COVID, and then you have the shot. Okay, you're not gonna get the COVID, but you're gonna take that COVID and move it somewhere else now because it was on you.
yeah,
That like
it's Exactly.
No matter what, it's just be respectful, and that people are not respectful. Like I said, I like ever since COVID hit, the crazies are out in waves, not just at the theme parks, but in real life too. So it's a little maddening that they don't listen to rules set in
It
place to keep us safe.
Yeah, exactly. And whatever your beliefs are, I don't care what your beliefs are in the whole with all the masks. Real quick, if you guys haven't hit that like button, that would, I really appreciate it. Thank you, Katrina. Yeah, that would really help out the stream, you guys. But
Yeah,
whatever you believe in with the mask, that's a rule right now at the theme park. So whether you like it or not, again, don't go to Disney World, don't go to Universal Studios, go to Legoland, and then yeah, imagine your mom. She's well, yeah, we had an interesting conversation, her and I, about she was talking about theme park foods. She said something about Universal Studios, feelings got her, but we'll talk about that. But yeah. um Yachty's also how people can't follow rules and they stay on the markers 6 feet apart. It's not so hard. Exactly.
let me tell you how many times from last night at Magic Kingdom alone, people were on me, behind me, and I don't know. Like it takes a lot to push me to the edge where I say something to someone in public, but I'm almost at the breaking point to the next person that is like breathing down my neck in the middle of a line. I will turn around and tell you to back off. Like I am like a hair away from snapping on them. Like
Yeah.
it is not a pleasant feeling.
No, yeah, I agree. I've had that happen to me, where I'll be in line and the markers, you guys at Disney World, if you've been there, if you've seen pictures, they're not tiny. They are in a bright color, different colors, and they're huge enough to see. And you see people are following, but I don't know. There's just some people they're just oblivious to it, and they're just kind of like in line right behind you, like you said, breathing down your neck, and you're just like, can you just stay on your markers? Like this is not okay. And I've there was a time where my sister actually noticed someone was real close right behind us, and she turned around. She's like, "Hey, you guys need to be back there on the marker." And the lady, I remember hearing her like getting attitude. She's like, and then she went back to the line. And I'm like, really? We're going to act like little children? So, but yeah, you guys, if you haven't subscribed to my good friend's channel, Adventure by Abel's, Katrina left the link in the chat. Please subscribe to them. They're great. Um,
Yeah, thank you guys.
but yeah, like so people are just, breathing down. They're just not
Listen,
listening.
Jose, I
Yeah.
still got to get that tequila shot from Mexico. Listen, I'm,
The only shots, yeah.
give me that good stuff.
Yeah, see, look, that's the worst in ride queues. I don't think people understand if Disney get mad enough by people not wearing masks, they can close it down again. Exactly. If we you guys, if we don't follow their rules and people are doing all this ruckus and chaos and temper tantrums, like Disney in a snap of a finger can just be like, you know what, Disney will shut down. You can thank that person, that person, that person. Then it's like, come on, you guys, we're all adults. There's rules. Rules are not just at theme parks, they're everywhere. You got to go to certain places and there's certain rules and you have to respect it and obey it. Like, for example, I work at one of my jobs is a serving job. You cannot go into the kitchen. That's a rule, and it's a common rule. Like, and you'd be surprised. There's some people who will go in the kitchen looking for their server, waiter or waitress. And I'm like, what? Why? What? So I guess there's those people out there that
I
will just
mean,
like,
I work in a kitchen, and I don't think I've ever had someone walk into a kitchen, at
no,
least for me. So
it
that'd be
it's happened.
those are fighting words.
Yeah, and so um I guess I have to type something. And for you guys who are watching, if you're leaving comments, like they're not automatically putting up on the screen. I'm doing it. Give me patience and time to get to your comments. It might get delayed a little bit, but we'll get there. Hey there, here for the moment. What is up? How you doing?
What's up? Hey,
OMG, I usually stay a couple lines back on purpose. The larger parties really don't listen. You know, that's what I do as well. When I'm in the queue lines, like I will I'll at least give myself two because there's some people, and also you kind of have to adjust accordingly because there's some people, some parties that are ahead of you that might have a little bit more people and they're beyond past the one marker getting to the next one. So give yourself some, room, but also you guys, if you're in the queue line, there's markers. Please follow them. And I've also seen and witnessed where someone's not on the line and a cast member or universal employee would be like, "Hey, can you get on the, can you please be on the marker?" And they'll give attitude about it. Why? Why? Why?
It's not like you're losing your spot in line. I
A few fake outs. Yeah.
don't know,
Yeah.
man. Some people don't believe in what's going on right now, so I don't know.
Yeah. There's some people who don't believe in the virus. So I guess if you coughed and, you know.
That ain't a Rona. Whatever, man. Get out of here.
Yeah. So
I
it's just,
really don't understand.
they don't care. These guests are so entitled. I get mad because I'm like, stay out of my home. Yeah.
I don't know how to think anymore. I don't know how to think anymore about everybody, honestly. Like, I thought going into all this that we would be better because of it, like not better because of it, but like better human beings together, trying to like bond together and get over this whole thing.
Yeah.
But everybody's just acting a fool inside of parks, outside of parks, like I said earlier. But yeah, like mind blowing.
I mean, yeah, it is.
Like I got 2 friends right now that have corona. Like I just found out about that, and they're quarantining up. So, I mean, this thing is real, guys.
Yeah, see, here for the moment saying I'm not as concerned with people that are not 6 feet away, but I am when I can feel their breath on my neck. Exactly. You know? So
Yeah.
we have issues in the queue line. We're having issues. And here's the other one that people do not like is this is a rule that if you're going to eat, you have to be stationary and then you can and away from people and you can take your mask off and you can eat and drink whatever you want to do. But there's some people, and I've seen it, and the most recent one I saw was at Universal Studios. There was a gentleman who had his mask off and he was eating and drinking. And at Universal Studios, which is a little different from Disney, they have speakers and they have mics so that they make sure loud and clear you can hear
I
them.
saw that. I saw that. Yeah.
And if they'll catch you, they'll catch you from a mile away. They're like, "Oh, sir, over there, the guy with the yellow hat, yeah, you, yep, mask on, yeah." So, and if you don't hear them, they will run down. I've seen Universal Studios employees run and catch up to you just to, just to tell you. But
Yeah,
anyways,
it's crazy.
yeah. So
No, we were at the Fire Eaters Grill, right across from where the little NASCAR show comes out. And like I didn't know the guy was up in the bushes basically with his little radio, and all of a sudden I hear somebody near me. He was like, "Ma'am, your mask isn't on. Please put it on correctly." And I'm like, "Wait, where did that come from?" Because I didn't see the person, and he like came out of the bushes, and I'm like, "Oh, you're hiding. You're doing your job right."
yeah, yeah, exactly. And
I
so
have been a culprit of that. I will put my hand in the air for that. I have been a culprit of taking a really quick drink while walking.
while walking, I mean,
I mean,
it's easy to do that, but like no, I don't, one, so I don't get yelled at, and two, I'm gonna respect the rules. I have like if I'm really thirsty, my sister and I, we will try to find a spot, we'll find a corner, stop, take our mask off, and we'll take a drink, put it back on, and when we start walking. So
I can honestly say I'm not. I do my best to stay completely 100%, but I have definitely just like lifted it really quick, put my straw right here, and like, but it's just something to forget. That's one of the more forgetful ones for me, and I've tried to be better because of it.
and then look at here's so Carla, like I said, Carla's not with us tonight, but she's here. She is commenting. She got called out at Disney Springs for taking a sip of what? Her iced coffee.
See, I mean, I can sit here and preach over and over again that everybody needs to follow the rules, but I definitely have been like a culprit over it every now and then. But I'm not deliberately causing these employees like pain and suffering. Like if they say something to me, I'm like yes ma'am, yes sir, sorry, and just because I forgot. But
Yeah.
there's people out there who like kick and scream and spit and curse them out and make their life a living nightmare.
Yeah, and I just, there was one time, well, back to my story, what I was saying about Universal Studios, the gentleman, he was, eating and drinking while his mask was off, and the person with the mic told him, and he was like, I'm just eating and drinking. What am I doing wrong? And she's like, you have to be stationary. And he kind of did one of these motions, and he was just like upset, and he kept walking, and she kept walking behind him. She's like, sir, if you're going to continue to eat and drink, you need to go on the side. And then he finally went to the side, and then, he did that. But it was just like, why are you here? Why are you going to give these employees, you guys, a hard time again? They're not the one that made up the rules. They didn't wake up one day and was like, hey, we're going to make everyone's life at Disney or Universal a living hell, and kind of we're going to make up rules that are going to come out of our butt. No, the rules were made up by the higher ups. They're enforcing it. Just respect it. Just listen. Just do, we are all adults. Why are we going to, everyone's going through something too, especially with the employees. Like, they love their jobs. They love working at Universal. They love working at Disney. And I'm pretty sure because of COVID, they kind of love it a little less because of all the changes, and also how people have already been acting. And it's just like, at the end of the day, come on, can we just respect them, listen, and not, you know, be big babies about it and stuff like that, And so,
It's crazy.
okay.
Yeah,
So, I
that's what I
mean,
definitely try. I definitely do try and do that. There's very little times I will actually like pull down my mask to put a drink in my mouth. But I definitely try and put it underneath. I will try that. I promise. But it's such like the standing to this. If you do it really quick, it never really like snaps in my mind to stand to the side and like stop just to do a drink. I don't know. It's hard to put into your muscle memory into your head. I mean, I just now, I mean, not just now, but like half a year ago, I definitely can say like I walk out of the house with a mask on and I don't ever realize the mask is on anymore. I can tell you I wore the mask an hour after I came home from work. I never even realized it. So it'll become muscle memory, you know?
yeah, yeah. You wanna talk about this one, Lucas?
Oh, yeah. So it was our last trip, not the one we just did, but our big trip that we just did. We were in Pirates of the Caribbean was our last ride of the night, and it was a pretty big party behind us. And I mean, of course, it's a big party, so it's a little harder for them to contain. But me and Carla, we were standing on our strips, and we've gotten Havana pretty like acclimated to understand that the strips are down there. Floor lines pretty self-explanatory. It's just common sense. Yeah, I mean they were speaking a foreign language behind us, so it's whatever. That's not the problem. The problem is these people. Sorry guys, my dryer's going off. These people were on top of us, and every time we stopped at a new stop line, they got closer and closer and closer. Not farther and farther and farther, not trying to maintain social distance, but closer and closer and closer. At one point, I was smelling the perfume of the people that were behind me because they were on me, and I don't know how to respectfully tell people to back off from me without saying just can you please back off. But that I don't want to start a fight. I don't want to be that person. But at the same time, I'm almost at the point where I want to like just turn around and be like, "Excuse me, I don't want your germs." Like
Yeah, exactly.
it's a very stressful situation that it's like you say one wrong thing and it could be bad all around you. Do you want to be the guy that starts a fight, or do you want to be the guy that like tells the people, "Hey, I want to be safe"?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And it's just, I don't know. Um, yeah, I'm just thinking like, I've seen some wild stuff, you guys, and it's just I don't know. It's just it doesn't make sense. Like, like what Carlo was saying, what you guys are saying, the from the cue lines, the markers are obvious, whether you know English or not. Um, the rules are there, you know. And again, these cast members, like they're just doing their job, and I've just seen people just be rude, disrespectful, like there's actually one video I want to show you guys.
Yeah.
This happened a while ago. I don't know if you guys seen this, but he was trying to quote a scene from Bug's Life. He was getting kicked out of Hollywood studios. And for those who don't know, like if you're at the theme park and you don't abide by the rules, you will be asked to leave. It is a rule now at Universal Studios.
This
And
this was, if I'm not mistaken, the first account of someone being kicked out because they refused to wear a mask.
yeah, exactly. And so let me pull it up, you guys. Kimmy, be patient. If you haven't yet, please hit that like button. That will really help out the channel if you're enjoying the discussion.
Yep.
All right, so it's this one. Okay. All right. So I'll let you hear the video and then we'll talk about it. But let's see if I can. Here we go.
Ooh, there it is. Full screen going on because of the phone.
That is good.
All the Bugs life. Remember Hopper? He said if one guy stands up, one hand stands up.
Let me say, that is an incorrect quote, sir. Hopper's the grasshopper. You clearly don't belong at Disney World.
Yeah, like look at this. He's saying,
All the Bugs life. Remember Hopper? He said if one guy stands up, one hand stands up.
like,
Whew.
yeah. I mean, so he's
That's
trying to
doozy.
rally everyone around while he's getting kicked out of Hollywood studios to try to get, pretty much saying like, hey, if we all stand up, they're all gonna back down and we can do whatever we
Call
want.
out,
We
and they'll be like, yes, we can.
yeah. So it's just if there's any place to get in, scrap pirates would be the place to do it.
Yes, especially since they put those walls up. I mean, I understand the walls. I'm not against the walls. But at the same time, those walls make me feel super claustrophobic inside those lines. So, like, that's even already a higher tension place because you're sitting inside these, like, close in space walls now.
Yeah. See, I haven't been to Pirates since the walls have been up because every time I want to ride my favorite ride at Magic Kingdom, it's been like friggin' 60, 70 minutes. I'm not gonna wait that long. But yeah, I can see how that's like that. Yeah, it's all over the world. See, Yada, she
Correct.
remembers that. It was kind of funny. I want what he's on. Oh my gosh.
I don't want what he's on. So, never mind.
He must have been
The
upset he didn't get
Family
a
Channel.
boarding pass for Rise. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you guys, like this guy is yelling and he's trying to rally everyone and just like he said, remember the movie that came out at Walt Disney World? It was called A Bug's Life. Remember Hopper? He said if one guy stands up, one ant stands up. You just made yourself look like an idiot.
That was viral material if I ever saw it.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, from
But
like
yeah,
stuff we see online to like personal experiences. I mean, I have a plethora of things that have happened to me since I've started going to these parks. Going back to the park, sorry, since COVID. There's been so many things. From an incident at SeaWorld to like all the times I see someone with their mask completely hanging off their face to one time with a photo pass person. Like I got stories.
yeah, I mean, yeah, do tell, because like this is
So
stuff we all want to, yeah.
let's take us back pedal over to SeaWorld real quick. I don't know if anybody knows, but SeaWorld, I don't think they care, to put the signs out, but I don't think they care enough to enforce their rules, which I don't know. I'm not trying to be, a stickler about the park. that they work at. It's whatever. So we were over, me and my wife and my family. We were over by the dolphin viewing area over at the front of the park, and this family came up, didn't have a mask on at all. Kid didn't have a mask. Husband and wife didn't have a mask. They were looking at dolphins. They were both crouched down. Team member came up, tapped on my shoulder. Excuse me, guys, can you put your mask on? Didn't respond to him. A. They didn't look back at him. Tapped him again. Hey, guys, can you please put your mask on? There's a rules in play. Can you please do this? The woman looked behind her and said no and walked away. The team member looked like they couldn't handle what happened. Like, they're like, how am I supposed to handle this situation? Like, they look shocked.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, standing there, like in shock as well, as this family is now walking away, still not wearing a mask, mind you, deeper into the park.
Yeah, it's and
Like,
here's the thing. I mean, that was kind of in the beginning, so I don't know, if you guys, if one of us, I mean, hopefully if we go back to SeaWorld, maybe they're a little bit more strict, but yeah, that's ridiculous. Like telling a employee no, again, being entitled, thinking they're entitled because they spend whatever, given SeaWorld is not as much as a Disney ticket or Universal Studios, but however much this amount of money that they paid, they feel like it's expensive, and so that they're entitled, they're on vacation, they're going to do whatever they want. And it's like, no, that's not how it works.
no. And then there's other stories. Like, I mean, so the photo pass one, right? I tell that one when you said about taking pictures. So me and
Yeah.
Carly were at Epcot. We got our picture in front of the ball, got a nice little photo pass picture. The guy says, thank you, we're done. We're done with the photo. And then another family comes up and starts taking their photo. And then off in the distance, off to the other side, is a bunch of, teenagers. And they're getting ready to take the picture. And as soon as they do, guess what they do? They take their mask off. Now, they're facing in the way the photo pass guy can see them. Photo pass guy stops his photo that he's taking of his family and just, he just got involved with, drops his camera and says, excuse me, guys, can you put your mask on, please? They ignored him. The guy then put his camera down around his neck, started sprinting towards them. Can you please put your masks on? And they ignored him even more. And he was like, put your mask on now. And then finally they put their mask on. But he was loud. He was not like a low talking person. He was very loud.
Yeah,
like why?
Yeah.
Like why are people like that? And they weren't just by themselves taking a picture either. It was a huge group of them around a huge group of people, because it's right there at the beginning of Epcot where everyone's taking a picture with the ball. Like, it's not like you're by yourself somewhere with your mask off, where it's like, oh, I'm by myself, I can do this. No, you were in the middle of a whole group of people, like all the people coming into Epcot, and you still decided to be not safe. And decided not to listen to the workers as well, until he was in your face telling you need to put it on.
And that it shouldn't take that, it really it shouldn't. But to some people, it's just, and you bringing up that story, I just it reminded me of something else that is another rule change for, I think, both theme parks. But excuse me, guys. Real quick before I go on that, here for a moment, was asking, can I get a link to the other feed as well? A link to one of our channels because we have our channels. We have Instagram. If one of you guys that are my mods, if you can, help out, put up some links or something to see what they were asking. But the other thing is that, okay, if you take your mask off for any, like Splash Mountain, all these any of the rides where you can take a photo, if your mask is off, I think, if I'm not mistaken, they delete that photo to where if you want to buy that photo, you can't, because some idiot wanted to be, think slick and wanted to take their mask off. And, and that actually happened to Jose actually, so it's like with his kid, he got to experience, his kid was going on the Tower of Terror for the first time, wanted to get a photo, someone took their mask off, photo gone. So like these people, like, you don't just wear your mask. You're ruining it for everybody. Just wear your mask. Like,
They've stopped rides in the middle of the rides, and people go over to the intercom and be like, "Can you please put your mask on while you're on the ride? Remember the rules. Wear your mask while you're on the ride." Like, they're watching you. They are
yeah,
watching you, whether you believe it or not.
yeah, they are
I mean,
exactly.
the people wearing the yellow crew cast member outfits with the iPads, those are basically the mask police. And I
Yeah,
am an avid believer that they write your description down if they tell you to put your mask on, and that goes to all the other iPads to the crew member police mask task force.
yeah,
And then
exactly.
if they see you do it again, I'm sure you're kicked right the heck out.
Yeah. And it's like, could you imagine if you're going on one of these rides? Let's say you go on one of these rides for the first time, like Tower of Terror or any of these Disney rides or attractions or Universal Studios, and you want to take the picture. Let's say you're on vacation, because a lot of us were annual pass holders. But can you imagine you're on vacation? You're only gone to that park that one day, and you can only go on that ride. You went on that ride that one time, and somebody took their mask off and the photos deleted. Could you imagine? I would be furious, because it's like, well, now I'm on vacation. I can't come back to this park. You just took away a happy memory moment that I was trying to get a picture or a photo of, and it's gone because you missed a person from behind or in the back of me or in that same row that I was in, wanted to take a mask off so you can show your pretty little face when you're not supposed to.
Half these people aren't even pretty showing their face.
Yeah. Exactly. Um, here for a moment. Yeah, Katrina, she's putting up links right now, so I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Conversation isn't great too without you guys are commenting and adding to the discussion. So I appreciate all you guys. You guys, I love you guys. This is what I love about this, is that we're just not. It's just not like Lucas and I talking. We're talking. We're all talking. This is a discussion with all of us, and I try to get all you guys in it. So
keep entertained.
yeah, exactly. Yadi said we rode tower with 14 people, and they said if one of you take off the mask, the pick will be dealer there. So they're warning people. And here's the thing, Yadi. Even with that, people will probably still try to be like, they're not gonna do anything. They're not watching me, and they're gonna still probably attempt to take off their mask. Because that's the thing. People know about wearing their mask and they still take it off. So if they're in a ride and they say, don't take off your mask or the pic will be deleted, it's like in their brain, they're like, I'm gonna test the waters, But then that sucks for everybody else, because if someone wanted a photo of that, like whether their child was on that ride for the first time, it was themselves on the ride for the
I'd
first time,
fight.
gone. Yeah, exactly. Gone.
If someone got in the same car as like me and my baby girl, and she rode Thunder Mountain for the first time, or like Space Mountain for the first time, or whatever, and they took their mask off, I'd fight that person. I'd fight.
And so, and in here, hey Leslie, how are you doing? Glad you're here in the
Hey,
stream.
what's up?
Welcome. She says people are way too selfish. They are. People are just way too selfish. And
I mean, I said it earlier. Like the selfish, the rude, the disrespectful, the disgusting. Like all these people have came out in droves since COVID started. It's crazy.
yeah,
I
it
never
is.
knew there was that many people in the world that were like that.
Yeah, and it's just, yeah. So people not wearing their mask, you're ruining it for everybody else. You're giving cast members a hard time, and it's just, and right here, the majority of the rides don't let you sit with strangers, though. They try and keep you with your own party strictly, and you can take off masks. On which, well, right now they're you're not getting your own ride vehicle anymore. Like if you go on rides of resistance, yeah, you
haven't
go
seen
on
that in
rides
a
of
hot minute.
resistance, you're with another party, but with the plexiglass. If you're on Making a Mini, you're with the same party. If you're on, any ride now, they're pretty much, even Slinky Dog, they're filling up
Big
each and every row. Yeah, you don't have your,
Big
you know,
Thunder had every row filled with no
yeah,
plexiglass.
yeah, no.
Yeah, and that's a lot of
So,
carts.
hey, Breeze Adventure. Yeah, like it's just, So it doesn't matter now. Like they're all getting filled up. They're all going, so yeah. It's just that's true. Thankfully, we were a big group and
Threaten everyone
we
because
threatened
we
everybody.
wanted to pick.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, if you're a big group, and if there's that one person that's gonna, you guys can all look at and be like, you're the only person that's not part of your group. If you take off your mask, we will,
Hunt you down.
yeah, exactly.
Hunt you down.
We will throw you out the elevator when that section opens up. You will throw you out. You'll be flying,
You'll be the new ghost of the Tower of Terror.
Yeah, you
Outta
will be the
here.
new ghost. You'll be the
Welcome
new
to the
ghost.
new tenant.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. I have worked this whole pandemic, and you are so correct. They are rude people and selfish people, and they really come out. We had people wanting to come in with family members in their homes with COVID positive. What? What?
That, I mean, my brain.
Yeah.
No.
First off, like I said, like the thing that we're talking about is that people are rude. They're being selfish. They're only thinking about themselves and the money that they put in this vacation, this trip. And a lot of people, and
They're
it's
not
not
thinking
just
about
this.
employees.
Here's the thing: it's not even just vacation. A lot of people go to different places. Like if they go to a Starbucks, they're entitled to have, they can, whatever. Like no matter where they go, there's people who are entitled. They feel entitled to. They can do whatever they want in these places. Like I said, I work in a serving industry at a restaurant, and there's people like I get at the end of the day, I'm serving you, but then there's just some people that are just like they feel entitled and that they think I'm gonna, jump off a cliff for them to serve them, and it's like no. So yeah, it's horrible.
It really is. It really freaking is.
Yeah, see, Katrina's saying I have a friend who's a nurse, and she told me crazy stories about that.
All those hospital workers, man.
Yeah, bring their dogs to the vet and casually mention their spouse was positive in the exam room. Yeah.
Why would you say something?
That yeah, people. I don't understand people.
Like,
It's yeah, it's just people. And here's the thing, um, that reminds me of a story. Like, so there was this one table. I was serving this one table, and we have our table spaced out, and there was two tables down, and some lady was on the phone talking to some friend, and she's like, "Yeah, girl, I got tested positive for the test, and I got to go back and make sure it's negative." She's being very loud in the restaurant with her. Obviously, she has her mask on because she's got to eat, but she's being loud on the phone talking about she's tested positive for COVID, and everybody in the room was looking at her crazy. And I was like, "What? Why would you even be talking about that during these times?
man,
Like,
we can
what?"
no longer serve you.
Yeah.
Man, we can no longer serve you. Please vacate the premise.
I got my friend tell me, why not? I want my server to jump off a cliff for me. You're too much. Thank you so much here for a moment. I really appreciate it. And like again, you guys, if you are joining the stream, please, I got my mods, they're dropping down links. If you're subscribed to me, subscribe to Lucas and his wife's channel, Adventures by Abels. And if you're from their channel, subscribe, to my channel. Like we're good friends. We're doing this live discussion
Exactly.
all the time. And we're both provide great content, great channels. And yeah, we really appreciate that, you guys. Reason why I haven't been to the doctors or taken my kids to get their checkup in the past years because I don't trust people. Okay.
Just, yeah. I've been to the doctor. I'm not gonna lie. Like I've been to the doctor. I don't feel any less safe than I go like at least here in St. Augustine. I don't feel any less safe going to our doctor's office than like going to Disney World.
True.
Or Universal Studios.
Yeah.
I mean, that's their job is to stay safe. That's their job. And if they're not doing it right, then If a theme park's doing it better than a doctor's office, then I'd be very upset. I'd be very upset with.
Yeah, that would yeah, I agree. Going back to the theme parks, the other one that I want to share with you guys, let's see if I'll share it on my screen for you guys. So for you guys who joined kind of late, there was I'll kind of play it real quick, but I'll share this one, then I'll go into the next one because I know there's some people who probably just showed up late. Be patient. I need to do this. Got it. All right, so not this one. So for those who joined, I'm just going to do this real quick. There was a individual who was trying to quote the a Bug's Life
Video
quote.
just makes me laugh, man.
He just didn't do. Yeah, it's just here. Let me. All right. For those who joined late.
Is that his kid?
The movie that came out of Walt Disney World. It's called A Bug's Life. Remember Hopper? He said if one guy stands up, one hand stands up.
Go fill a whole crazy hospital with him. God, I love that video.
Yeah, it's hilarious, you guys, because he's trying to rally everybody. And again, I'll say this real quickly because there's some, for those who's showing up late, he said, remember that movie that came out Walt Disney World? It was called A Bug's Life. Remember Hopper? He said if one guy stands up, one ant stands up. Idiot. But the one that I wanted to show you guys is cracks me up every time. I don't understand people. I really don't. This one. So where is it at? Yeah, so right here, police reports have been filed against guests that have abused cast members by spitting on them, shoving them, and even attempting to pull a gun on them. Later in more in the article, if you guys are wondering, like, how did someone try to pull a gun on them? They were being escorted by the police, and the one of the person was pretty much saying that they'll grab the officer's gun to shoot a cast member. Like, are you kidding me? Yeah, it's insane because it's like, I mean, look at this. It says, guests have been caught attempting to avoid mandatory temporary checks and refusing to stay physically distant from others. There's just, but I mean, the one that's upsetting is this, like, cast members. These are filed reports, you guys, of people abusing cast members by spitting on them, shoving them, they're attempting to pull a gun on them, maybe flicking them off, whatever. It's just it's mind-blowing. Like, really, have we come down to that as human beings, to where if you're being told to wear your mask properly, you're going to spit on a cat? Can you imagine being spit on? Like, it that right there, that's a trigger for me. Those are fighting. I will lose my job for that. You're going to spit on me? Like, no, you're not. But
I just can't believe the gun thing.
Yeah, the gun thing, like,
that's the one that I can't believe. Like, I can believe the spitting, I can believe the cursing, because people are disrespectful and they're rude, and some people are trash.
Yeah, and it's just like, yeah,
but
like,
the fact that you would pull a gun on another human being because you would not wear a mask and you're being kicked off private property, you literally need to be instituted.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're getting escorted off and you're going to say, you know what, I'm going to grab the police officer's gun and shoot you because you're being told to wear your mask properly. What?
It's crazy.
What? And like, yeah, all you guys, yeah, like Leslie, why do you bother even going? We all know the rules by now. That's just insane. Exactly. This is not to mention, do they think cast members have any say in the rules? They don't. Again, that's what we were talking about earlier, is that these cast members, they're just enforcing the rules that are brought to them from the higher ups to enforce to, all of us. And at the end of the day, if you're gonna act a full act away, throw a temper tantrum, shove cast members, spit on them, just stay at home. Why don't you
Yeah,
stay at
guys.
home and spit on yourself and tell me how that feels? How about you stay at home and shove yourself or tell someone to shove you and tell me how that feels? Because it's not a great feeling. So why are you doing it to cast members? Like, seriously.
Like, they're not going out of their way to make you unhappy. They're going out of their way to make you safe.
Yeah, like look at that. In tears talking about how nasty people are that she's encountered. Like, and that's not, I mean, I've read articles too, and I've seen videos of like, stories about cast members. They're in tears because, here they are enjoying working at Disney. Here they are enjoying working at Universal Studios, but now they don't enjoy it as much, and probably at tears, maybe if not every night, every other night, because they're encountering somebody being rude, nasty, disrespectful, and I'm tired of it. It's like you guys just stay at home. Like you're not entitled. There's the rules. Stay at home because you're making it miserable for someone who loves and enjoys working there. Can you imagine? Like I said, being a cast member there. And here's the thing, some of them are, they're not all working. A lot of them got laid off, but the ones
Yeah.
that were fortunate enough to work, they're thankful and glad they have a job. But you're making their job a lot more, a lot harder and more difficult than it should be because you want to act like little children and little babies about certain rules. We all hate the mask. I get it, but it's not going away. It's not changing. So don't go to Disney World or go to Legoland. you know, Man, it has me heated, you guys. Like I'm really upset because
Oh, believe
I've
me.
seen some stuff and Lucas has seen some stuff and his wife and we all seen some stuff and Leslie, we all seen some stuff and it's just upsetting and it's like
It's
just
just
don't go.
the rudeness of people in general that I've been dealing with lately at the parks has just been at all-time high. Like, from this woman who was being an immature child last night to Disney Springs today. So the woman last night that I'm talking about, like I said, is disrespectful and crazy. She wasn't anything COVID related, but I do have a story about today at Disney Springs.
Yeah,
So
do
we
tell.
show up today at Disney Springs. Yeah, so we get here at Disney Springs, right? It's like 10 o'clock ish, 10:30 ish, 10:45 ish. It's somewhere within that range because we have a reservation today at 11:30. So we get to Disney Springs. Orange Garage is already a fiasco to try and get in. We didn't expect that, especially like early in the morning. It was like mad packed. Like we were waiting to get inside the garage, Orange Garage. Get out of Orange Garage. We park at the very top. Park at the very top. I'm like, okay, mom, let's go up to the top. Walk to fight for parking. Completely clear. Like, all right, cool. We're in Disney Springs now. Everything's fine. Get to level 2. We have to walk all the way down to the end of the parking garage where Everglazed is in Orange Garage to get into a line to then file back to the front to where you get into it, and then it snaked 5 times, 6 times. Hey Carlos, it snaked like 5 or 6 times. All right, that's just the craziness level. That's not what this is about. So we're in line for about a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes or so, and this huge pod of people is just standing at the edge of the line. And I see one of the guys like looking around, edging in, looking around, edging in. Finally, I look at the guy. I'm like, "Hey, the back of the line's back there." And the guy's like, "You don't have to yell at me." And I'm like, "The back of the line's back there. There's a line for a reason. Get back there." Like I actually snapped a wire at that person because so we're already jam packed as it is in this parking garage, but people are making it even more jam packed by trying to cut into line in front of all the people who've been sitting in line already waiting to even start going into this place because of how the precautions and everything set up. And then we make it down to the elevator, and this other set of people is acting like they're lost, acting like they're lost. My aunt noticed it. So all of us stared at these 2 women and they locked eyes with us and knew we knew what they were doing and waited for another group of people to go by and then acted like they were part of a family. And then they got into the line. Okay. I saw them with the family members. Those two other people. I'm like, maybe they were part of their family. Maybe. So we get up to the temperature check, and I noticed the two people were in line that they acted like they were a family part of were on a separate set of lines, and the other people, older two, were on a separate set of lines.
Sure.
And then there was a third set where this woman came out the elevator with her mom or whatever, and they were trying to get into the line, and a cast member stopped them. And then they were trying to make an argument. We couldn't hear it because we were far enough away, but they were like shaking their finger at the cast member, and the cast member is just like, no, lines that way. That's three instances in about a 30-minute span time because we were in the line for 30 minutes or more to get into Disney Springs today. 3 instances alone of disrespectful, rude, and ungrateful people that have just sprung up out of nowhere. Not out of nowhere, but like sprung up in droves.
Yeah, that's
It's crazy.
and that's ridiculous. Yeah, it is. It's I just don't I don't understand.
Because
Don't
like
understand people. And
I wouldn't have seen these people because if it wasn't a line for COVID, right? If there wasn't the line, so we wouldn't have the people jumping ahead of people really to get into Disney Springs. But there's a line for a reason, people, and you're just
yeah,
barreling through. And mind you, every time I passed the first like set of like 5-6 guys, the guy that told me that I didn't need to yell at him because I was about to make a scene of that kid because he was not about to have me like telling him what to do. But every time I passed him, I had my sunglasses on, and he didn't realize that I was sitting there. I was sitting there staring at him the whole time, and he was staring back at me the whole time. And him and his friends kept making little snide little comments and not comments, but like snide little like hand gestures the whole time. Like the one time, one guy was like this going past me with his like the 2 fingers up when you're in elementary school with your finger over your mouth. Yeah,
that's just and then Katrina's
petty and rude.
yeah, and that's I just don't
Listen, Katrina, we never dealt with it. This was our first time dealing with it, and I will honestly say I will never go back to Disney Springs on a Sunday. Never. Probably not a Saturday either, or Friday. I'll go maybe a Tuesday and a Wednesday, maybe Monday and Thursday, but Tuesday and Wednesday definitely. Any other day of the week, I'm not gonna do it.
yeah, it gets pretty crazy at Disney. I mean, at least the last couple of weekends, you guys, like there's just a lot of people. They're not following the lines, they're cutting in line, they're taking masks off, they're I don't know, it's just I'm not saying it's not safe at Disney Springs or they're not, like it's just there's I don't know, maybe there's just more
It's harder to
stupid
control
people.
the area because it's bigger. Like
Yeah,
it's definitely the biggest area. I think biggest property, like area of property, and there's so much more
well, I
to
don't
try and handle.
do you think that, and maybe not so much of a big area, but maybe there's like for example at the theme parks there's more cast members that can kind of enforce the rules, where Disney Springs there's maybe not as many employees
It's more
because
like store workers and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, because a lot of the store workers, they like for example Under Armour or any of these stores, they're working for that particular company.
Store.
Yes,
They're not working for Disney.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're not working for Disney, so they all have their rules set in place. But if they're not enforcing certain rules, see what I'm saying? So it's kind of
Yeah. It's about to fight. I'm about to fight someone nunchucks. There was a couple moments where in this weekend where I definitely had to like realize that I'm a functioning adult now and not a little teenager that's about to swing some hands on somebody because they're being disrespectful to me and my family.
yeah, and it's just
Like
and yeah, like that and here's the thing, you guys were already late. Were you were late for the reservation, right? Kind of like so it's like
we were almost an hour late for the
yeah,
reservation because of that line because we didn't know about it. We checked out of our hotel before checkout time, which is 11. We checked out probably around 10ish, and then we got in line to get into the garage around 10:30. And then from 10:30 to like 11:45, almost 12, we were in the garage. The garage. That's
yeah, that's insane.
I just kind of derailing the conversation a little bit, but like it goes into the fact of people being rude. If people weren't being rude, disrespectful, and have you not just jumping in the line? Because I'm sure other people did it. Because I saw someone did it, and no one stopped them, but they didn't jump me, so I didn't, I didn't say anything. I should have said something to those people, but I didn't, right? But the people that were getting ready to push in front of me, I did say something to, and it was like another 10 people.
That's no, I don't understand people, man. They just
But there is a glimmer of hope because I have a lot of stories from this weekend. This weekend's been like a roller coaster.
yeah.
But there was
See,
a high too.
yeah, there's before we get to your story, let's get
Yeah.
a catch up a little bit on the chat. Why such entitlement from people these days? So many people think rules shouldn't apply to them. And like, yeah, that's pretty much been like the theme that we're just talking overall in the topic today is that people are feeling like they're entitled, that the rules don't apply, and especially the mask rule. A lot of people hate the mask rule, and I don't know, these people, I kind of want to say people who kind of spend the money at Disney, they think that because they spend the money or they have the money.
You're just giving Disney money. You're not entitled to nothing.
Yeah, you're not. I mean,
It's like walking inside
you
of
know,
Walmart and buying a pair of like whatever Walmart brand shoes are. Just because you walk out the Walmart and buy a pair of shoes doesn't mean you're entitled to all of Walmart. You're just paying out Walmart. This is the same exact concept.
you know, like, so I don't understand people's mindset of when, you know, they're over here, they're just their mindset and how they see things, and they're just, here's the thing, they're so stuck on like, no matter what you tell them, they just feel that they're entitled and that they're always right and you're always wrong. So the whole rules of the mask, like, oh, I'm right, the masks don't do anything. It doesn't matter if the masks work or not. These are the rules. Don't be a baby about it, and don't give cast members a tough time about it.
Yeah.
We got Yvette Blanco. Hey, how you doing?
Carla's
Learning
mama.
from your experiences. Oh, hey, how's it going? Yeah, hopefully, here's the thing. I hope you guys are all learning, and like, you know, we're not, like I said, there, Lucas and, you know, and I myself have some like lighter stories of like cast members, but like, you know, we're just kind of, we're defending the cast members, the employees at these parks, because, you
Yeah.
know, and just employees anywhere, because people are not just being rude and nasty to just theme park employees, they're being rude and nasty to Starbucks. I mean, if we have to go off topic, there was a story, I mean, I would have to pull it up, but I remember one gentleman, he was serving a lady at Starbucks, and she was like, I don't have to wear my mask, and he's like, well, then I can't serve you. And then she made this big thing and like was like, oh, this guy doesn't, she went on social media to try to, you know, just kind of like that one dummy, you know, trying to gather people around her and support her and be like, oh, you know, let's attack this Starbucks because this kid didn't want to serve me my coffee. And what ended up happening is that it was a different result, to where people were on the kid's back and on his side, and they started a GoFundMe, and then, you know, there he was getting funded money, to where she found out, she's like, you know what, I deserve some of that money because you didn't serve my, like, it was just stupid, like, it was just, I just, it's off topic, but yeah, you guys, so no matter whether the theme parks, Starbucks, Walmart, you know, I've seen, you know, these just people acting a fool, and it's like, why, you guys, we are adults. And just kind of going back to just the theme park, because this is what the conversation is about, is that I feel sorry that, you know, like, for those who came kind of late in the chat, I was showing, and we were reading an article where these cast members are getting shoved and spit on, and you know, threatened with guns, and getting, like, I mean, just all kinds of stuff, you know, getting yelled at, getting called every book in the, you know. And if I right now, like, I'm looking at the article, then one of the quotes from one of the cast members saying, there's never a day when I don't have a story. I cried the first week I started. It was not a good time at all. Imagine going to work every single day where people ridicule you. Like, that's sad to hear. Like, it's sad to read that. And I just don't understand people. It's just, you know. But yeah, Lucas, tell me your story. Or
Yeah, man, it's a
tell
good
people your
one.
story.
It's actually an uplifting one. Well, it's weird, but uplifting. So we're going in seven dwarfs, mine carts, right? So it's about 30-minute wait. We're like, all right, not that bad. We're jumping on. This was last night. So we get in line. We're standing for a little bit. And all of a sudden, this big group of people this man comes through and is like, my family, they up there, they're up there, they're up there. I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. So I thought it was just one guy. No, it was like 6 of them. There was already like 6 of them up there.
Oh.
No problem. Whatever. Your family was up there. You were trying to get back to your family. You got split up. Awesome. So another like 5-10 minutes go up, and finally we're at the very entrance where the standby fast pass line is. The cast members asked us, well, the cast members dealing with their family because they're in front of us, right? And then she finally looks at us and she's like, how many is your party? And I started to say 3. And then the guy's like, oh no, my family, they back there. Come. No, we got more. And then he pushes another like 10 people through the line. So then the cast member, she looks at us, she's like, how many people are in your party? And me, Carla, and her goddaughter with us. So I'm just like, it's just 3 of us. I don't know what's going on right now. And she's like, here, come with me. And she opens up the fast pass lane and sends us to the fast pass lane. Because of us being maybe because of us standing there having to deal with that. It was like a good like 2, 3, 4 minutes of him like funneling people through the line. Yeah, so
that's
even though these cast members are getting beat up, even though these cast members are being talked down to, like there's still magic at Disney. There's still a little pixie dust here and there, and it's apparent. It really is. And every now and then they like to show it. So shout out to that cast member. If you ever watch this, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and that's amazing to hear. Like Lucas is saying, that they're getting, whatever they're going through every day with all these people, they're still trying their hardest to provide magic at the parks and they're watching. They're always watching, and if they can do something small like that can like turn your night around or bring a little magic or put a smile on your face, they're going to. There's no fast pass, you guys, at the parks. It's for us, there's not, but like the fact that cast member went out of the way, saw what was going on to Lucas and his family, and was like, hey, come over here. And this is, you guys, this is Mine Train. This isn't like Space Mountain or some kind of, or Peter Pan. This is Mine Train.
The hot ticket ride at Magic Kingdom.
That is the popular ride at the parks. And so for a cast member to go out of their way and to be like, hey, I got you. Come over here. Come in the fast pass. And it cut the, like, what was the original wait time before all that happened?
30 minutes. It said 30 minutes. Probably was less because usually the standby times have been less than what they're pivoting.
Yeah. And so, yeah. And like that cut. Yeah, exactly. And then you got to ride the ride and now you're happy and everything. And like you said, you didn't get to catch their name. And like, if they're watching, like just with any cast member, if you can be able to catch their name, like let them know. For example, hold on, before I go to my story, I have to remind myself that all the people with the vacation brain when at Disney, there have been times where Big Papa Bear has had to come out and put people in their families in check.
Listen, Jose. Exactly. That Papa Abel he about to come out soon. Like he started to show his face on Saturday and today. Like he's coming. The more and more people start messing with me and mine, he's coming.
Yeah. And then she's saying, I thought that wasn't allowed. Yeah, it's not supposed to, but
no.
People cutting in line. Hey, Adventures of Gonzo, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream, my friend.
Hey, guy. What's up?
But yeah, like just for example, with my story, there was I didn't have like a cast member like kind of cut me through fast pass, but I saw whenever I see especially the cleaning crew, because they're cast members, and I see them. I remember like there was a family and they kind of made like a huge mess at one of the tables, and the cast member, he was kind of like waiting for them to leave to clean up. Obviously it's part of his job, but they just made such a mess and they didn't even clean up after themselves or their kids. And he went over there, and obviously you can see on the look on his face, he's kind of like and I went over to him and I'm like, hey, I appreciate your hard work, like thank you. And to let him know, like, even though you're cleaning tables and people were making a mess, like I appreciate you being here, appreciate you what you're doing. Like this, these people could have done better and cleaned up their mess, but like each and every one of them, like, I appreciate them. Like when I go and buy stuff, I'm at the cash register, I tell them, I'm like, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I don't just tell them like, oh, thank you for my Disney pin. Have a good day. I'm just like, I let them know like, hey, I'm glad you're here. Thank you. And you should see the reaction. A lot of them just like, you know, they're blown away if you give them that kind of,
Yeah, it really does, like, believe it or not, like a little like nicety does
yeah,
people good for the whole day.
yeah, exactly. Like 3 and 5-year-old wearing it with no issue. If you're
Yeah,
an
I mean, I
adult,
think the rough stage right now for wearing masks for kids would be like our 2-year-old because she understands. She definitely understands. But, she's more fidgety. She's definitely a very fidgety child. And 2 years old is more like I'm gonna test the water and see how much I can get away with mommy and daddy. So,
yeah,
but that's good that 3 or 5-year-olds are definitely keeping their mask on. I mean, I see most kids wearing their masks. There's a couple kids where I don't, see their little
yeah,
noses
because they
coming
don't,
out, but
yeah, because they don't understand and stuff. But
yeah.
I mean, like what she's saying, though, the point is like, if these 3, 5-year-olds are wearing their masks with no problems, then why are there certain adults, you know, acting like a child and throwing temper tantrums? And like I said, that you have cast members saying like, there's never a day where I don't have a story. I cried the first week I started. It was not a good time at all. Imagine going to work every single day where people ridicule you. I mean, that I just, yeah,
That resonates with you.
yeah, exactly. And it's just
It really
like,
does.
and then you got Jose. Sometimes Papa Bear needs to come out to protect our family. Yeah,
Oh, believe me, Jose. He's coming. I'm not a very like conflict-driven person. Like in public, I'll definitely am more like a in person, pulled aside. I'll fight you. You know, but I don't know what it was this weekend. It struck a nerve with me and how disrespectful and ungrateful and entitled and rude. And we've said these words a million times over and over again.
yeah, we have.
All these people.
Yeah, and it's just, here's the thing, and I've said it throughout the whole show. If you don't want to wear your mask, you're gonna throw temper tantrums, you're gonna be rude, disrespectful, shove these employees, spit on them. Just stay home.
Yeah.
Save the trouble, stay home, because I'm getting tired of seeing this. Lucas, all you guys, were getting tired of like seeing this, and it's just not fair
Not
at
worth it
all.
anymore.
Good night, Leslie. Thank you for joining.
Good night.
Appreciate you. If you guys who are still in the chat, if you can hit that thumbs up, hit the thumbs up button, that will really help out the channel, and I really appreciate you guys. But yeah, it's just like you guys, these cast members, like I said, they're we all are going through something. They love working at the parks. Let's just do our job. All Disney is asking and wanting us to do, Universal asking, wanting us to do, is that we wear our mask at all times. If we're going to eat and drink, we be stationary. We try to keep ourselves at least 6 feet apart wherever you can, because I know some places get a little crowded. And just do your thing. Like you look at Gonzo saying, yeah, stay home. If you go to the parks, follow the rules and have a good time. That's the thing, you guys. At the end of the day, right there, Gonzo hit the key thing, is that we all go to the parks for what? To have a good time. I understand the masks kind of limit that, but it's part of the rule, so whatever. But I haven't had a problem with the mask. Like I have the mask on all
Nope.
the whole time, and I still enjoy and have a good time at the parks. Like it has not added anything or hindered it or took the magic away or made it miserable. Yes, I understand we're getting closer to the summer months, but again, if you can't deal with the mask on during the heat, then just don't go to the parks. Maybe go to the park, plan a trip around the wintertime, the springtime, when it's not so hot.
I mean, the masks aren't that bad during the heat either. I mean, I did it all after they reopened the parks last year. Masks are fine. Masks are not the problem. It's rude
Yeah,
people. Just people
yeah.
being rude is the problem.
It's just people being rude, yeah. And so like I said, I'm at the parks, I'm having a good time, and we're all trying to have a good time. We're all there for a reason, whether it's family time, just love being at the parks, first time there, people who've been there for many years. We're just all having a good time. And when you come to the parks and you're throwing little, wrong quoted movies from like A Bug Life and saying, what
Just
you say,
temper
or
tantrums.
yeah, or throwing temper tantrums, or
Yeah.
or we're seeing any kind of violence because that has to do because a cast member or an employee at Universal Studios told you to put a mask on, then again, go home, or like Jose said, go to Legoland. So, or go build your own. You know what? Go build your own theme park in your backyard, and you can go spit on whoever you want to spit on. You can go make up your own rules, like, you know,
Yeah.
exactly. It's just, yeah, we're all there for a great time and make good memories. It's not hard to follow rules. So
It's really not. It's really not.
it's not at all. Um, is there any other stories that you can think of? Like,
I mean, I see people all the time,
I
man.
mean, we see it. I
It's
mean,
not
we see
like,
it all the time. And here's the thing, you guys. Like, even though we see these things and we're reading them off the internet, it's not happening all the time. For the most part, I want to say at least 95% of the people are okay with the mask and are okay with the rules.
yeah.
You're gonna have your Karens. You're gonna have your people that are entitled, and saying no. Oh, I'm not doing.
Yeah, I mean, I will say though, on the flip side too, we have been saying the defense of the cast members. I have been on the receiving end of some very rude cast members as well, and I've noticed a lot more rude cast members since the parks reopened than there were before. I'm
Okay.
not saying it's a bad thing. No, I'm not saying. I understand that their days might have been gotten better, worse and worse, but like me as a guest at a place that's known for their customer service and like their pleasantry, when I have someone just go like, all right, bye, or like here, and like not even like have a good day at the end of it. I mean, I make a joke all the time. It's like, where was my magical day? Like, I understand that they're not going to do that right now, but at the same time, if you're known for that,
Yeah.
there's no
Yeah.
reason to be rude back to the people if someone was rude to you earlier.
Yeah.
Like, you don't do unto others as they would do unto you.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I agree. I'm trying to think if I ever had that happen. Like, or seen it. Maybe not. Not
I've
really.
seen it a lot more in Epcot since they've gotten rid of the international workers, and it's just been normal workers taking over. I feel a lot of people don't want to be there doing that job, but it's just I've noticed a lot more rudeness coming from cast members as well. People,
Man, seen people.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, your kid has to be 2 years old to be able to wear a mask in. So,
Yeah. 2 years older. Always wonder if there's like a Facebook group or something for all the CM to complain about the whole mask things.
well, I'm definitely on an annual pass group, Facebook group, and they definitely complain about a lot of things. So I'm sure the cast members have a page too.
Yeah. And then Gonzo saying, when I go to Universal or SeaWorld, you can see the difference. The customer service is not that great. Disney has better cast members.
They
And
do.
yeah, they do.
I've only been to Universal like 2 times right now
well,
since COVID and in a very long time. So I don't have the best judgment on it, but I can honestly say like 90% of Disney cares. 90% of Disney does care. I'm not going to say 100% because, like I said, I have experienced some very like unruly cast members within the past year that I haven't experienced before. But I can definitely say 90% of Disney definitely cares.
yeah. And like, I'll agree with what you're saying, Gonzo, about the SeaWorld. But Universal, like I would put Universal up there with Disney. At least the employees at Disney and Universal are better than you see the difference in with all the customer service compared to SeaWorld. I just think people at SeaWorld, they just don't care. Like we're kind of talking about the mask rule. If you go to SeaWorld, the mask rule is not really being enforced. So it's a rule, but they're not really, running people down, tackling them, and being like, you better put that up. Like I said, Universal has people with speakers, and they're yelling at you a mile away, letting you know, And then you got cast members at Disney, will follow you until you have your mask,
Yeah, I
on.
secretly think they're like putting a detailed description of you on their little iPads.
Yeah, and see, and Yachty, like, I would love for everything to be back to normal. And right now, 2021, it's not looking like that. So,
Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be back to normal for a very long time.
yeah.
And since Disney is a private property, they can keep the mask longer. Even if Florida gets rid of the mask mandate, Disney could keep it on there just to be safe, especially if international travel opens back up, which it has been slowly.
Yeah, and so, yeah, well, I don't know when normal will be, and when we do see normal, is it gonna be normal? I feel like masks is the
Are
new
we going to
normal.
realize what's normal now?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've
I
gotten so
mean,
used to wearing masks that that's the new normal for me. Like, can you imagine when they finally say, "Hey, world, no more mask"? Like, I feel like it'd be weird for me. Like, I don't know, I gotten used to like always bringing my mask with me, taking it with me to the gas station, the grocery store, the theme parks, working at my job to
over
where,
half my people I work with, I don't even know their real face. That's crazy, right?
yeah.
Over half of them, because a lot of people I know have been hired on since then, since in the past year, and I don't even know their real faces.
So Jose's
Probably
asking,
along the same lines of Aquatica, I would say. If you know the Aquatica rules,
or the same thing with
where
Volcano Bay.
yeah. Oh yeah, Volcano Bay is open. You're right.
Yeah.
I haven't been, so I've never been to Volcano Bay, so I wouldn't know. But I definitely
I
did
mean,
do Aquatica for quite a bit. When
for the
the
mo I was gonna say, for the most part, the rules are pretty much, if you're swimming, obviously if you're swimming, you don't have a mask on. I think if you get in queue lines for certain slides, if they get into the water, you don't have to wear a mask, but they're gonna have, obviously, you got to be 6 feet apart. um but I think obviously if you're walking around, from one to the other, or just throughout the water park, you have to have your mask on. So I think that's how they're doing it
yeah,
there.
I
And pretty much
know.
all
I
of
think Aquatica was as long as you're walking around and not heading to a ride, then you have to wear your mask. But if you're heading to a ride, they don't make you wear a mask.
yeah.
It's like a weird fine line. It's a lot of not mask wearing at Aquatica. But that was early in the pandemic too, where I was like, I don't know I don't know what's right and what's wrong yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, that one's going to be interesting. And I feel like I haven't gone to the water parks. And I don't know if you're planning to go on the water park. So it's just based off of like what I'm going to be reading online
I
of how they're going
mean,
to update it. And so
if I
I
feel
think,
like Blizzard Beach is safe, I'd go
I would say that
personally.
if you want to go to a park where you have a little bit more liberty to not have your mask on all the time, go swimming. And then don't go to the regular theme parks, then just go swimming. Go to Blizzard Beach, go to Volcano Bay, because for the most part, it seems like you can be without a mask, because you stay in that water, you stay on that lazy pool or lazy river,
Yeah.
go on those slides, you don't have to have a mask on.
You're right. It's like putting your hand in the pocket and pulling like a chapstick from like 10 years ago. It's like, oh, I
Right.
lost this. Where'd it come from? Oh, relic of the past.
So you forget your mask everywhere in the back car. Yeah, if we would have to drive back home and get it. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, but that's the thing. You forget it, but at least like it's still, you remember it. So where, I don't know. It's just when we go back to normal again, it's gonna be a little
I know,
different. But
man. I mean, me and you were just talking about about movie theaters, off topic, but
yeah,
like how I didn't even know that movies were in movie theaters right now, what movie release dates are, because we didn't have movies for a year.
yeah, exactly. And
So
so,
I knew Raya was like Raya. We were talking about Raya. I knew Raya was coming out, but didn't like remember the release date.
yeah, and see, I used to be that. We're a little off topic, but like movie theaters, that was my thing, you guys. When I would go to the movies, I would knew what, yeah, I knew what date the movie was coming out. I planned ahead. I couldn't wait to go watch. If it was a big, epic movie, I go see it on the IMAX. And now, because of like the whole COVID thing, like, yeah, and they're offering like home edition premieres at home and stuff. Hold on, I just want to see everything back to normal. Also, I think a lot of us around the world will appreciate more of the hand sanitizing, Lysol sprays and wipes. I agree.
I do.
I totally agree, Gonzo, yeah.
Especially like shortages of things. I appreciate that we have those.
Yeah, right. Toilet paper. And so
toilet paper shortage 2020.
yeah, and so yeah, you guys, it's different, you know. And so, like, to me, the movie theaters is not normal anymore. Like for example, Raya and the Last Dragon's out in the movie theaters, and I'm over here debating if I want to watch it, given it's $30 here, or go to a movie theater, because my movie theaters here are shut down, where I'm at, and so the city that I'm at, not the state. And so if I go like maybe 40 minutes out, I can go to a movie theater, but it's just not normal anymore, and so.
It's crazy. World's
Yeah,
crazy.
Our text is open. Just keep people social distance. So good to be back in theater. But yeah, you guys. So getting off topic, but yeah, just just appreciate your cast members. Let them know that they're appreciated whenever you go to Disney, SeaWorld, Universal, or even Starbucks, wherever. Just let them know, like, hey, thank you for working today. Thank you for, what you do. Thank you for coming out today. I appreciate you. I love you. Have a good day. Have an amazing day. I hope, you're having a great shift. Like, because at the end of the day, like I said, these people, they're going through some stuff, not only on the job, but outside of the job. So, but I mean, especially on the job, if people are shoving them and spitting on them and being rude to them, or they just dealt with someone giving them attitude, how much more you'll change their day if someone from behind comes up and says, hey, I appreciate you. Don't worry about that person, or hey, keep doing you, keep enforcing the rules, because I feel safe thanks to you. Thank you for, going out of your way and letting people know. So that's what we need to do at the parks. And like I said, that will turn, a lot of the cast members, the crew members at Universal Studios or any of these theme parks, their day upside down to a better day. And it feels good when you hear things like that, especially when you're working in an industry where you're constantly ridiculed. You're just constantly going through a lot of that stuff. So, so when you go to the theme parks, appreciate your cast members. We love you guys all. If you're watching, thank you for what you do. You are essential workers. Thanks to you guys, the theme parks are open. And
yes,
for the most part, so everybody in this chat, we pretty much all appreciate you, and we love and have a good time. And we are, all about the rules. So go to the parks, obey the rules, leave it at that. I was gonna see if and if you guys haven't hit that like button, I'd really appreciate it, you guys. I know this was kind of a random live stream, but I think it was a good one. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation.
But yeah, every Sunday, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do the show every Sunday, you guys. Sorry, I'm like reading comments. Sir. They're kind of, like I said, they're kind of delayed. So Jose said we are more than willing to pay the extra $30 to watch new movies and premieres in the comfort of our home with unlimited snacks, drinks, and pause for potty breaks. Okay, when we're gonna we will come to that, you guys. So, for all you guys that are watching, we will talk about movie theaters. Being at the movie theaters, I've gone to a couple. Lucas has gone to a couple, and we'll just talk about our experience at the movie theaters, because we're both gonna go watch Raya and the Last Dragon. And our next topic, hopefully, fingers crossed, next Sunday will be about that movie.
Hopefully, it just depends on how our week goes and we are able to.
Yeah. So we'll talk about movie theaters and we'll talk about that particular movie if you care. Right? I'm hearing a lot of good about it. So, but yeah, everyone having a good night. Yes, thank you guys. But yeah, we'll be here again next Sunday. We might do one on Thursday. If not with Lucas, it might be just me by myself. But yeah, definitely next Sunday will be all of us. Carla will be in the picture. It'll be the whole, three caballeros. And so yeah, you guys. But I appreciate you guys. Let the
yes, we do.
Cast members, the employees know anywhere that they're appreciated.
Everyone know, guys.
Always remember to be yourself. Unless you could be Batman, then always be Batman.
All right.
See ya.
Deuces.